The last couple of weeks, I was busy preparing for the Open Art Studio weekend in my town. The group exhibition already started, where one of my paintings is presented together with the work of many other local artists. As I don't have a separate studio space, I decided to once again turn my living room into my own little art gallery. I first had to send my husband, my kids and puppy out of the house so I could start transforming our living space the night before I had to open my doors to the public. As you can probably imagine, it took me until late into the night to make that happen. The next morning, we had the most incredible sunrise here in the Netherlands. Autumn is such a spectacular season. The clouds looked as if they were burning, but they were burning with love, peace, and comfort. The birds were singing. Breathing in the fresh cold air felt really good, and I was just so in awe by this magical beauty of our planet. Witnessing it just never gets old, you know. It always fills my heart with joy and makes me feel alive. My living room art gallery was finally ready for people to come and see my work. Just a few finishing touches, cleaning the glass on my collage works and putting on some inviting, relaxing music to really set the tone for the space. do enjoy seeing all my work come together in one space. It gives you a lot of insights. It reminds you of the person you were before and the person you became, because the art changes with you. It was nice to hear from visitors that they really enjoyed the atmosphere that my work creates. They describe it as earthy, calming, and peaceful. The abstract shapes invite them to pause, to stare, and to see all kinds of things within those organic shapes. I noticed that very often people see animals within my work, sometimes faces or entire human figures. They are reminded of natural beauty, like a vast landscape with mountains, or the glintering of the sun on ocean waves. They remembered special moments from their travels and shared them with me, which is so beautiful. Meeting all those people this weekend, seeing and hearing their reactions to my art reminded me of the worth of the work that I do. Sometimes I forget, and I wonder whether the art only makes sense to me as the creator of it. And then it is so lovely to see and hear that it is just as important to spectators and that it has such a beautiful effect on them. 2 little paintings found a new home this weekend, which I'm very grateful for. For the people who couldn't come to my place, I was also creating Instagram stories to show them my available artworks. That was also quite a good exercise for me to put into words why I love certain works of art and what I think is special about them. I sold one more little painting through those Instagram stories. As a highly sensitive and also rather introvert person, this weekend cost me a lot of energy. When it was over on Sunday evening, I felt so exhausted and also quite emotional. Multiple visitors told me they love how my artwork feels so connected, even though the pieces are different. Collages, paintings, mixed pieces, works on paper, they all seem to carry the same energy, the same vibe. But when I look at them, I don't always see that harmony. What I see is my own insecurity. I see someone still figuring out which direction feels truly hers, which way of working really belongs to her. And honestly, when that feeling comes up, I usually start looking at the work of other artists, almost like I'm hoping their art will remind me of what excites me and what I find beautiful, hoping to find the clue I need to decide which way I want to go with my own art. However, yesterday, I finally had the brilliant idea to do something else instead. It now seems kind of ridiculous for me to say it, because now that I thought of it, it seems way more logical and obvious to do that. So I had the brilliant idea to look at all of my artworks from the past 5 years and to make a selection of the pieces that I still love. I made a screenshot of all of them I put them on one sheet of paper. I printed it out and wrote down for each piece what I notice about it that I love. And naturally, the things I wrote down started to repeat themselves. At the very end, I made a list of the most common things that I wrote down, and I took note of how often I mentioned them. With those insights, it should be easier now for me to make choices during my art process, as it is more clear now to me what I love about my own art. I really don't know why I didn't come up with that earlier. Anyway, this is it for this week from my little studio to you. I hope you're doing well and enjoy those magical autumn moments. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.